My family is desperately trying to get out of the way. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can put some music on today, and if it's bothersome, please let me know. I don't know how it's gonna transfer to you guys. But I like practicing with music. I know lots of other people do too, so we'll see what we get.
Battery 100%. Connected to Jason's iPhone and Penance at 10.
Excellent, there we are. Okay, we still have a few minutes, so feel free to do what you like. If you want to move your body a bit or not, whatever you want to do. If you have any questions, just let me know. So just in our last minute here before we get into it, maybe this is our last Zoom only class. I'm not sure what the exact dates are, but I think it looks like we might be back in class on Wednesday. If any of you want to come to an in-person class, just let me know, and I will give you details. Same time, you just have to leave your house. And so I teach at Caledonia Martial Arts. The reception down there is really spotty, so I haven't tried to do any live Zoom classes from there. I will try, if it's a live, like in-person classes are back next week, I'll try with Zoom to see if I can do it. And if it doesn't work because of the connection, I'll just record the classes and pop them up on YouTube or on Facebook if you're more comfortable sticking with the Zoom. Cool. Excellent, Allison. Okie dokie. Well, it's officially 5:30 on my phone. So let's get to it. Here we go. So we'll just invite you to start the way I always like us to start, in your easy seat, Sukhasana, whatever cross-legged position works for you today. Feel free to use a block to sit on for those hip flexors if you need. And we'll just sit nice and tall, stacking our shoulders over our hips. Slight engagement in your core, not your belly button. Shoulders relaxed. And sitting tall through the crown. So lifting through your crown, and that's naturally going to pull your chin in ever so slightly. And you can have your palms open, or you can have them down, facing down on your knees, or if there's any particular mudras that you might be familiar with already, your choice. We'll just take 3 rounds of breath here to settle in. And we inhale together for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling through your nose, filling your belly, rib cage, shoulder blades, maybe coming all the way up to your crown, and exhale, pressing everything down and out like a coffee press from your crown all the way down to your root, to your base of your spine. And one more round here at your own pace. If your eyes were closed, you can gently blink them open, placing our hands, palms down on our knees. We're going to move up the chakra system, starting with our root. As we inhale, we come forward, rocking forward on the pelvis, chest out. Thinking about the root chakra, exhale, tilting the pelvis, navel to spine, chin to chest. Coming forward, we rock forward again. Belly button, navel center, exhale, tilting the pelvis, navel to spine, chin to chest. Inhale, rocking forward, coming up to solar plexus, Manipura. Exhale into our seated cat. Inhale, rocking forward again. Coming up to the heart center, Anahata. Exhaling into cat, chin to chest. Inhale forward from heart center to throat. Base of your throat, Vishuddha. Exhale into cat. Inhale, rocking forward again. We go from our throat to the third eye. That space just above your brow in the center of your forehead. Exhale, cat. And inhale last time, coming up to the crown. Exhale, cat. Inhale, coming back to neutral. And we're going to do small circles clockwise, small circles to large circles, doing 7 rotations. And imagine, so we're moving the pelvis around here, and imagine that your ribs are grazing the inside of a hula hoop or a barrel. And that hula hoop or barrel just keeps getting bigger as we come into our 7 rounds, which I haven't counted, so we'll do 2 more circles here. Nice big circles, and then reverse, going from large to small. 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the way back to center, 7. Taking a breath here, sitting tall. Next inhale, bringing our right hand in line with our hip just behind as we come into our first twist. Twisting to our right side, bringing your left hand over to your right knee. If this is a little too much for you at the beginning today, you can have your left hand at the midpoint where your shins are crossing, or you can keep it on your left knee. Inhale, we grow tall through the crown. Exhale, we twist, looking over our right shoulder. 2 more breaths here. Drawing your navel into your spine. Shoulders relaxed. Weight is even between your 2 sit bones. Inhale, come back to center, hands on knees. One breath. Tall through your crown. Inhale, moving to the left side. Hand comes in line with your left hip just behind. Right hand comes onto your left knee, or the other variations at the center of your shin crossing, if that's working better for you. Grow tall on your inhale, twisting to look over your left shoulder on your exhale. Navel to spine, shoulder blades down the back, shoulders relaxed. One more breath here. And exhale, release. Inhale, bringing your arms out to your sides, wide chest. Exhale, crossing your arms, hands to opposite knees, hinging at your hips, folding forward. You do not have to bring your head all the way down to the floor. You can if that's available to you. If your head is not all the way down, just release your neck so that your head can hang a little bit. Be here for 2 more rounds of breath. Regardless of where you are, this is a great opportunity to breathe into your lower back. On your next inhale, engaging your core, we're going to come back up to center, arms wide, open chest. Switching arm that is in front, we cross our arms, fold forward. In this quieter part of our practice today, if you're familiar with your Ujjayi breath, this is a great time to really dig into that. If you're not, imagine that you're creating more space in the back of your throat. And as you inhale and exhale, you're going to sound a little bit like Darth Vader, or almost a little bit like you're whispering. Inhaling, we come back to center with arms open wide. Exhale, hands to knees. Taking 1 round of breath here. And we're going to extend our right leg in front, coming into a variation of Janu Shirshasana. Pardon me. So you have your left foot in line with your inner right thigh, and you want to have your hips square in front of you, keeping your right foot alive. You might want to pull the flesh of your buttocks on your right cheek out. We'll just give you a little bit more of a fold here. So inhaling, our hands come up. Exhaling, leading with your chest, hinging at the hips. We reach forward towards our foot. So your hands can be anywhere here. They can be on your shin. Sorry, guys. They can be on the floor. If your foot is available to you, you can have your hands on or around your foot. And we'll do 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhaling, we lengthen through the crown. Exhale, maybe we deepen that fold a little more. Maybe not. Inhaling, lengthen. And exhale, relaxing into the fold. Inhaling, we walk our hands back up, coming back to center. Exhale, we switch sides. Pulling flesh out from the left side, ensuring our hips are square. Now your foot might not be as close up on your inner thigh as mine. That's okay. It can be down by your knee, at your calf, whatever is feeling good. Inhale, we raise our arms. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, leading with your chest. It doesn't matter how deep you get in these forward folds. Really what we want is that length in the spine.
And that doesn't necessarily happen when we get deeper, because we might be getting deeper, but we're hollowing out our chest, and we don't really want to do that. There are 3 dogs in my house, so periodically you may hear or see dogs around. One more round of breath here, lengthening on the inhale. Deepening maybe on your exhale, or just finding relaxation in the exhale, releasing any muscles that are still tight. Inhale, we slowly walk back up. And on our exhale, we're actually going to bring our right foot, our right knee up towards the chest. So we're going to move into another twist here, keeping our extended foot awake. And you'll notice that my right foot is not right up against my thigh. It's actually out a little bit. So just bringing that knee in as best as you can. Take a breath. There's one dog. And we're going to take our left hand and wrap it around our right knee. Right hand comes in line with the right hip. You might find that you want to bring that right hand further back towards your left side of your body, your back body. Absolutely go for it. So you can stay here. And if this is a bit uncomfortable, maybe you just stay with clasping your knee and you're facing forward. All of these things are good. So we inhale, we lengthen through the crown. Exhale, we twist to look over our right shoulder. If you want a little more challenge, you can do a bind here. You can bring your right hand around to your left thigh or your left hip. Two more breaths here. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale, release, come back to center. Inhale, extend your leg, switch sides. Drawing that left knee in. We take our right arm and we wrap it around our left knee. Extending left arm up and bringing it back in line with your right hip or further if you like. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. And exhale, twist. Again, bind is optional here if that's available to you. Two more breaths. And on your next exhale, release, coming back to center. And releasing that left leg all the way out. We'll do a brief forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Inhaling, we raise our arms up. Exhale, leading with your chest, coming into a simple forward fold, hinging at the hips. So when we're in forward fold, we're going to be here for about 5 breaths. Again, it doesn't matter how deep we are. Your hands can be touching your feet. They can be on your shins. They can be on the floor beside you, whatever feels good. Your feet can be, you can see my toes there. So your feet can be side by side, or they can be about hip distance apart, whatever feels good today. Trying to keep your chest open, and your gaze can be at, my gaze is at my midline of my shins. So halfway down my shins from my knees. And the reason I say this is because really what we're working on in forward fold is length from our heels all the way up the back of the legs, the buttocks, the entire back body coming up to the crown. So if I'm looking forward, I'm putting a kink in my spine there and I'm cutting off the energy flow. If I'm looking at my shins, then I am promoting length and ease of energy flow in my upper spine to the base of my skull. A great exercise to do when we're in forward fold, seated forward fold in particular. Inhale, we lengthen through the crown. Exhale, we relax into the fold. And you might notice when you're in forward fold that your thighs are tense. And play around with releasing that muscle tension. Maybe you want to play around with engaging Uddiyana Bandha, which is your middle energy lock, and it's located around the navel center, I will say. And so how do we play with this? We draw our navel in and up, in towards the spine, up into the rib cage. As some imagery if you choose to work on this. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly walk up. And what do I want to do next with you? Yes, I do. So we're going to come into our tabletop. As always, we're stacking our joints, so our hands are shoulder distance apart, and the wrist is in line with the elbow, in line with the shoulder. Our knees are hip distance apart, and they're in line with our hips. And our ankles are in line with our knees. When we can accomplish proper alignment in our practice, it makes it more enjoyable, more effective, and less risk of injury. Wow, I don't know what my talking issue is today. Anyway, as we inhale, we're going to drop the chest and look forward to come into cow. Exhale, tuck your tail, navel to spine, chin to chest, into cat. Push them out away. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. Last round. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Taking a breath. Inhaling, we're going to raise our right arm up, and we're going to be here for 3 breaths. See if you can keep your weight balance between your knees and your left hand. Keeping your navel center engaged. This is going to help with your balance. Shoulders relaxed. Next exhale, we're going to thread the needle. We're going to bring our right arm down to the mat and through towards the left, out away from the left side of the body. You can adjust your left hand here so it looks more like it operates more like a kickstand. Your right shoulder and your right ear are on the mat, and your bum is directly above your knees. So that alignment of hip to knee has not changed. Engaging your abdomen. 2 more breaths here. Little fun variation for anybody that's interested. Take your left leg, straighten it out, and then hover your left leg up off the floor. And if that feels cool and good, then you can lift it as high as you can. Squeeze your left butt muscle, left toes facing floor. We'll do 1 more breath here. Exhaling, slowly come back down, knee to the floor. On your next inhale, Bring that left hand in if you moved it, pressing up to bring your right arm back up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, doing one circle with your arm, big circle, and then coming back to your mat and back into tabletop. Any readjustments you have to do here to keep your alignment. On our next inhale, we're going to switch sides, raise left arm up. 3 breaths. Engage the core. Exhale, coming into thread the needle. Left hand comes through and out the right side. Left ear to mat, left shoulder to mat. Hips in line with knees. Engaging your core. Two more breaths here. See if you can keep your shoulders relaxed. It's really easy for them to creep up around your ears. Next inhale, if you like, take your right leg, extend. Lift and hover your foot off of the floor, or if you want some more challenge, bring that right leg all the way up. This is a bit of a trick for balance, so if you fall over, that's okay. One more breath. Exhale, release. Inhale, adjust that right hand and then press up. Bringing our left hand all the way up to the ceiling again. And big circles. One more. And releasing back down to the mat. I'm just going to have us sit back into child's pose for a moment. Take a brief rest here. See if you can enjoy your breath. The theme for January has been to detox in our classes. Got me thinking about detoxing in other parts of life. Are there other places in your life where you could do a little detox, as it were? Things that no longer serve you. Are there ways to let those things go? Inhaling, let's come back up into tabletop. And as we exhale, we'll cross our legs in front of us and start to work on some fun yogi sit-up things and such. Okay. So we're going to come down onto our backs. We're going to be doing chair pose later, Utkatasana. So this is sort of a fun preparation for that. So I'll invite you to bring your arms out. You can see me. Yes, you can see me. Cactus style. So if you're not familiar, that's kind of what we want with our arms when we're on the floor. And we're going to bring our legs up like we're sitting on a chair, 90-degree angle, and those feet are awake and our knees are touching. On our next exhale, we're going to bring both knees over to the right. We're going to hold them here for 3 breaths. While we're here, see if you can keep your both elbows firmly placed on the floor, and see if you can keep your top knee in line with your bottom knee. One more breath. Inhale and come back to center. Exhale, come to your left side. Our feet are still awake because we're here for 3 breaths. Pressing those elbows and forearms into the floor on both sides, engaging your core. Seeing if you can keep your top knee stacked over your bottom knee. Next, inhale back to center. One movement, one breath. Exhale to right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And so we keep going this way. We're going to do a total of 5 rounds here. This is our 2nd round now. If you want a little more challenge, see if you can bring your knees even closer to your chest. Remember to keep your feet alive, awake. Moving your body and rhythm, body and breath in tandem. We exhale, we go out. We inhale to come back to center. Coming up to our last round here. Last time on the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And grabbing our knees with our hands, coming into a little, almost like reverse child's pose. Uttanasana. Or maybe you want to roll back and forth for a bit. And coming back to center, we're going to extend our legs so our feet are facing the ceiling. Imagine you're pressing the ceiling away with the soles of your feet. Hands down by your sides for now. We're going to extend our left foot down, but it will not touch the floor. And holding here for 2 more breaths. See if you can draw your navel to spine. Press your lower back into the mat. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, right leg extends. Keep those feet awake. 2 more breaths. Inhale, switching sides. Right leg comes up, left leg goes down. This time, we're going to bring our shoulder blades off the ground, if that's good for you. Hands behind your head, like we're doing sit-ups. We're going to bring our left elbow to the outside of our right leg. Inhale, switch. And we're going to go back and forth here, 1 movement, 1 breath. Inhale, center, exhale, switch. Inhale, center, exhale, switch. You can release your head at the inhale if you like. Keep going. For an extra core workout, keep your shoulders off the mat the whole time. For something a little less intense, you don't have to bring your shoulders off the mat at all. 2 more rounds. 1 more, this is our last one. Bring that right leg up, release your head, and bring your knees into your chest. Maybe you want to pump your knees here a little bit, maybe not. Up to you, see what feels good. And then bringing your soles of your feet to the mat. We're just going to stretch our legs out all the way down. Final ab work piece here. So bringing your arms, I'm going to give you some options. So you can have palms down, arms sort of at your side. Or you can do the football or cactus arms again. Or you can have your arms coming straight out from your shoulders. So you can play with this and see what feels right. If your arms are straight out, palms down on the floor. We're going to raise our right leg all the way up. On your exhale, you're going to extend that right leg out to the side, but we're not going to touch the floor with our foot. And we're going to hold this for 3 breaths. And while we're here, I'll invite you to notice if your left butt cheek or your left hip is pulling up off the mat. And can you move your leg? If it is, can you move your leg so you come to a place where that's not happening, so that you have relatively equal contact between your right and left hip and butt cheeks. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, we're going to go over to our left with that same foot. So it's a nice, well, I guess you could call it nice. It's a different kind of recline twist here. Again, your right foot is not touching the floor. So we're engaging the side body here, and we're getting into some of those abdominal muscles that come out towards the side of your waist that we don't usually get into. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, releasing that right leg down. We'll just take 1 breath here. On your next inhale, raising left leg. Feet are alive and flexed. Exhale, bringing that left leg out to the left. Be here for 2 more rounds of breath. This particular mini flow here with our legs extended is a great practice for a particular standing balance pose. So you're doing exactly this except you're standing. And you are gripping onto if we were standing right now, we'd be gripping onto our left toe with our left fingers. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, moving over to the right to get that twist happening on our other side. And this is, again, so we're coming into our obliques here on the left side. One more breath. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, release your leg. Taking a breath here. And on your next inhale, we're going to roll ourselves up to the top of the mat. This might take you a few rolls, it might not. Crossing our shins at the midline, we're going to come into a squat and then come all the way up into standing forward fold. You might be at the top of your mat here, you might not. We'll just take a couple breaths in your version of forward fold. I invite you to really let your head go. Let your neck go. Bend your knees if you like. Maybe your hands are holding opposite elbows to get a little more traction in your spine. On your next exhale, releasing your arms if they were clasping elbows. Inhale, coming halfway up, placing knees on shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straight back, coming all the way up to standing. Hands to heart, exhale. If you're not at the top of your mat yet, pop on up there. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, forward fold as we move into our first Surya Namaskar. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, leading with left leg, step back, drop your left knee, release your foot. If you have exhaled on your next inhale, we're going to come up into a low lunge or crescent pose. Exhale, hands to heart, turn to your right. So you're coming into our first standing twist. On your next exhale, we're going to cartwheel our hands forward and plant them on the mat and come into half splits. So you're extending your right leg, your right toes are looking at the ceiling, and you can see that my left knee and hip are still in line. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold towards the right slightly. 2 more times. Inhale, coming up and lengthen. Exhale, fold to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Staying here for 3 breaths. Or if you want another fun twist, bring your left hand in line with your left shoulder and bring your right arm up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Exhaling, release that hand. We're going to come back into our crescent, tuck your back toe, and step back into high plank. 1 round of breath here. Push through your heels, engage your core. Next exhale, knees to mat, chest between your thumbs, chin to mat. Inhale, release your pelvic bone and your feet, pressing through your hands, come into cobra. Exhale, come into downward dog. Inhaling. Exhaling, bring your left foot forward in between your hands. Drop your right knee, release your toes. Inhale, bringing your arms up into Anjanaya Asana. 1 more breath. Exhale, hands to heart, turning to look to your left. Relax the shoulders. Next, exhale, cartwheel your hands forward, pressing into the mat, coming into half splits. Pulling your left hip back, your left thigh and leg back into your hip socket. Hip in line with knee. Inhale, we grow long. Exhale, folding towards the left. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, fold. See if you can keep your elbows sort of in towards the body. Inhale, exhale, fold. Stay here, or for more twisting fun, bring your right hand in line with your right shoulder, opening to the left side, bring your left arm up towards the ceiling. If you're doing this, you may feel this from your left heel all the way up to your left hip. You may not. And exhale, release. Inhale, coming back into our low lunge. Exhale, stepping your right foot in line with left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to heart, exhale. Some more fun in sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway up on your inhale. Exhale, step or jump back, whatever is your pleasure. Round of breath in, high plank. Exhale, knees to mat, chest to thumbs, chin to mat. Inhale, pressing into cobra. Exhale, down dog. Getting yourself set up here, we're gonna do some more fun stuff in down dog. So if you can see the screen right now, my knees are fairly bent. So we're gonna be operating sort of from this stance. So engaging your core. We're gonna jump this a little bit, or bounce it rather a little bit. So on the inhale, we push our hips up. On the exhale, we come back into this bent knee position. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale, bent knees. 3 more times. 2, 1. Okay, we're going to stay with these bent knees. Inhaling. Exhale, we're going to bring our right knee over to our left elbow. Inhale, back to our modified down dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, down dog. Repeat, right knee to left. Inhale, step back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. 1 more time. Coming to the left. Inhaling when we come back every time. Exhaling when we move forward. Coming back here. We're just going to stretch those knees out and come into a traditional down dog. Inhale, extend your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose and step through. Keeping that left knee up. Get your stance nice. We're going to come into a proper low lunge. You can stay here for 3 breaths. If you're feeling up for it today, you can bring your left elbow over across your right thigh and come into a twisted lunge with prayer hands at your heart. If you want to try this, but your balance is a bit off, you can always lower that back knee. 1 more breath. Exhale, releasing hands to mat. Inhale, step back to high plank. Exhale, lower in your preferred manner. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling and exhale, we're going to bend those knees again. And we're going to come into the other side. Inhale. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, stepping back. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, step back. Exhale, come forward, right side. Inhale, back. Exhale, left side. Inhale back. Last time, right. And left. On your exhale, straighten your legs. Take one breath here. Inhale, bring that left leg up. Exhale, step through. Getting strong in your stance here, optional to drop your back knee. Inhale, coming up into our lunge. Driving through your back heel, can stay here. Alternately, you can bring your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh and come into prayer pose. It's funny, I've been doing this particular practice all week, and my one side, I could not stick this particular pose. I kept having to drop my knee. Our bodies are always doing different things on different days. Sometimes days are great, and some days we're a little challenged, and that's just part of being human. On your next exhale, releasing your hands to the mat. We're going to step back into our high plank. Drop our knees. Come back into child's pose and rest. Hang out here for 3 breaths. And when you're ready, I said we do Utkatasana today. Inhaling, we're going to come up into a brief cat, tuck the toes, exhale, come back into down dog again. On your next exhale, you can walk or hop your way up to the front of the mat into forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Bending your knees. Inhale, coming up into chair pose. Utkatasana. When we are in chair pose, our knees are tracking back over our heels. Our toes are nice and light, so not gripping the mat. Navel engaged, shoulders away from your ears. The eyes of your elbows facing each other. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, folding down over your ribs. Keep your knees bent. Raise the mat with your hands. Arms behind you. Inhale, swinging those arms back up into chair. Exhale, folding over your thighs. Inhale into chair. One more round. Exhale. Inhale, chair. Inhale, pressing all the way up to standing. Hands to heart, exhale. Taking a breath here. Placing your hands on your hips, bending your knees slightly, stepping back, leading with your left leg. We're going to come into Trikonasana. Triangle. So anywhere from 3 to 4 feet apart is what we want our feet here. And this is a neutral pose, so your hips are forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we forward fold, hands on your hips or extend it out in front of you, whatever feels good tonight.
Dropping your hands to your blocks or your mat. Finding length through your spine by pressing down through your feet. One more round of breath here. Inhaling, we're going to raise our right arm up. So we're in a twisted triangle, shoulders relaxed, navel engaged. Your right thigh is still pulling back into your right hip flexor. And we're doing this to maintain squareness in our hips while we're in this twist. Next, exhale, releasing that hand down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhaling. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, we're going to rotate our right foot in. Rotate our left foot so we're facing forward. And then we're going to move to the other side. So inhale, we lift the ball of our left foot off the mat and rotate on our heel so that we're facing the back of the mat now. You may find that you need to adjust your feet here. My heels are in line here and I don't really want that, especially for those of us that are ladies. We have slightly wider hips, so we want a slightly wider gait on the mat. Inhaling, we grow tall. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Staying halfway here for a moment. Exhale, bringing your hands to blocks or the mat. As you draw your rib cage towards your left thigh. One more breath. Bringing your right hand in line with your shoulder. You can stay here or inhaling, raising your left arm up towards the ceiling. Again, drawing that left hip back into your hip socket. Maintain that squareness in your hips. One more round of breath. And exhaling, release. One more inhale here. Exhale, we're going to bring our right foot in line with left. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up with a straight back. Exhale, hands to heart. Extending your arms out in front of you, palms facing up. We're going to pop up onto the balls of our feet. We did this a couple weeks ago. And on an inhale or an exhale, your choice, we're going to slowly, slowly lower all the way down to crouching. And then slowly down onto our backs. I always like to see how slowly I could do that without falling over. Oh, I forgot one thing I wanted to do with you. That's okay. So we'll come all the way down onto our backs. Bringing our, that is one of the dogs that you probably hear there. Bringing our feet in line with our hips and close enough to our bums that I'm laughing at my puppy dog right now, that you can graze the back of your heels with your fingertips. Inhaling, we raise our hips up to come into bridge. And we'll be here for 3 rounds of breath. Imagine your inner thighs dripping down towards your mat.
Exhaling, slowly release vertebrae by vertebrae down back to your mat. We'll do this one more time here. Inhaling, come all the way up. You can stay here, or you can shimmy your shoulders towards your heels so that you can grasp your ankles with your feet, or sorry, with your hands. Ha ha ha. If you are here in this particular bind, see if you can push your shins away from you, drawing this back bend up in towards your upper back. One more breath. And exhale, slowly release it down to the mat. And just take a breath here. Notice what you notice. Nothing good, nothing bad. It just is. And we'll take our knees over to the right. So your feet kind of stay where they are and you're just flopping your knees over to your right. And you can stay here if you want something slightly deeper in this twist. You can bring your right foot on top of your left thigh. It's a nice extra little bit of twist there. Bringing your arms directly out from your shoulders. Looking over your left shoulder here. And then see if you can just relax into this. One more breath here. Inhale, come back to center, both feet on your mat. Exhale, bringing your knees to the left. Optional to bring your left foot on top of your right thigh. And then looking out over your right shoulder. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Bringing your feet mat width apart and allowing your knees to just collapse in on each other. And really allowing yourself to support yourself by letting those knees go. Let your thighs go and your hips. So when we do this particular little pose, we are doing a little bit of lower back tension release. You can have your hands wherever feels good for you. And whenever you're ready, you can bring your legs out into Shavasana. Before we really get into this last pose of our practice today, on your next inhale, raising your right leg 6 inches off the floor, point your toes, flex your muscles. Exhale, release it to the floor and let all those muscles go. Inhale, lifting left leg 6 inches, point your toes, tense all those muscles. Exhale, release to floor and let all those muscles relax. Inhale, lifting right arm 6 inches, make a fist. Get all those muscles going. Exhale, release it all to the floor. Inhale, left side, fist 6 inches off the floor, tense. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your abdomen up off the floor, as much of your back body as possible. Exhale, release. Inhale, draw your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your head and look at your toes. Exhale, lengthen through your neck and slowly bring the back of your head to your mat. And if there are any other adjustments that you feel you need to make before we enter our last few minutes here, this is definitely the time to do that. Maybe you feel that one shoulder is up higher than the other, or that your back isn't close enough to the mat. Maybe not. Just finding that place where you can come into stillness and allow for this practice to be integrated into your being. And just in our last minute here, maybe thinking about coming back to what I mentioned earlier at the beginning of class. And traditionally January, a lot of us get into the whole getting healthy and the rest of it, which is amazing and awesome. Primarily because it's just an opportunity for us to take care of ourselves, take care of ourselves. But it's also an opportunity to think about some of the other ways that we can cleanse ourselves beyond the physical, emotional, mental, energetic. Are there things that you do in your life that you go, why do I do that? Or maybe that doesn't give me what I need. And if there are places like that in your life, what are some things that you can do to change that for yourself or not? And of course, first and foremost, offering ourselves compassion by allowing ourselves to make mistakes, by allowing ourselves to sometimes take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And on your next inhale, I'll invite you, unless you want to stay in Shavasana for a little while longer, always a good thing to stay in Shavasana as long as we can. But on your next inhale, if you're ready to go, bring some feeling back into your fingers and your toes.
And then slowly making some rotations with your wrists and your ankles, maybe not. Coming into a big stretch or a little ball or none of the above. Always listening to ourselves. Nobody knows your body or yourself better than you do. And then slowly making your way up into your easy seat. And before we say goodbye for tonight, again, taking a moment to thank yourselves for making time and space in your life to give yourself this practice. And I thank you for joining me in offering you this practice. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. If you have any questions, please stay on for a couple more minutes. And otherwise, I hope that this served you well. Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. Thank you, Allison. You know
Good
what?
night, Hannah.
Hi, Carol.
I have a good night. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. You have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye. And the doggies too, Allison. We'll see you next time, Allison. Thanks, Carol. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.